Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, this is for our Sophie's birthday reading. Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, and Prince Edward's wife. She's lovely, lovely, lovely. We love Sophie on this channel. And today's her birthday, so happy birthday, Sophie. Let's do a birthday reading. Let's see what's up. Now, do you remember when I did their year ahead, both Edward and Sophie had the unexpected the child card. And there was that prediction there'd be an unexpected pregnancy. That might be something we never know for sure. We love Lady Louise as well. Who's not to say James isn't taking after his Uncle Andy? I'm just kidding. Everybody calm down. Sophie, her birthday, January 20th to January 19th. January 20th, 2026 to January 19th, 2027. Birthday reading for Sophie, please. Be interested to see if that child card shows up. Key. Oh, good for her. Love the key as the center. You can open any door, lock any door. House. Oh, are they going to be changing house? Look at all the kerfuffle that's going on about the Crown properties. Well, there's Edward. Oh, and there she is. They have something to discuss. Oh, they might be choosing to downsize. The book. Oh boy, don't. Yeah, we might hear news. They're choosing to change. I think we're going to hear some kind of news about Edward this year. I think it'll all be... Oh. Okay. Many of us have had concerns about Edward's health these last couple of years, especially after his mother died. He wasn't looking well. The cards were saying they were having marital difficulties. Cards were also saying he was having some kind of depression. I think something is here. Edward, the burden, like something's going to come that's going to really upset Edward. We don't know what it is. I think it's going to result in a change of residence. We might hear news here right away that they're changing residence. This may go back to the fact that there has been like a Crown review or whatever, and apparently they paid $5 million, and that was a lifetime lease. So they prepaid all their rent for all those years, and they had to do the upkeep themselves. That's all they had to basically do, pay utilities and whatnot, but the rent was prepaid. I wonder if something is going to come up about that. Here's the health card, and here's her husband. He may need some kind of keyhole surgery. She may need some kind of keyhole surgery. Now, keyhole surgery can simply be a tooth repair. It's something that enters the body. So it could be an injection, could be a small surgery. It could, like I say, it could be like a drilling a tooth for a cavity. But it looks like their health, actually, for both of them, could be a bit of a concern this year. I'm getting that Edward has a lot of stress, and something is going to suddenly happen. Something is going to suddenly happen. There may be something discovered about... Oh, look at that. The clock agrees with me. There may be something discovered about her health that has been hidden. So, that's just, a health issue that you have that is rumbling in the background. And then all of a sudden it becomes, you go for a checkup, and the blood work shows something is up. So something might be hidden about her health, but the exposure of it then allows it to be worked on. Boy, oh boy, Edward is not going to have a good year. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I actually think they are going to, they may choose to move somehow. And for those of you who are learning Lenormand, here's the choice, the key, the information, and sudden. And we have the house here. Also, the choice between the house, the news about the choice between the house, changing doors. Also, key and house can sometimes be you get a new key to a new door, to a new house. If you're wondering about the keyhole surgery, key, and here's the surgery. Here's Edward and here's her making the diamonds. Now, I'm getting that some of the things they have, they'll easily overcome. And the reason why is because they have the sun here. And the sun shines on all the cards. So it lifts the good news and it softens the bad news. So they might have some health bumps, both of them, this year. But for some reason, I don't get that they're really on board with something. Something's going to upset them, and it doesn't look like they're really on board. They're looking in different ways, and here's the upsetness, the bird and the chatter. I'm not saying that they're separating. I'm just saying they're not going to. There's something that's going to happen, and they aren't going to see it the same way. They're going to see it from different points of view. She might discover something this year that will give her a lot of answers about something. It's interesting because she has the sun and he has the burden. Yeah, I don't know. I think she may discover something because the book is closed, so we don't know what it is, right? And it's about the family. It's 10 of Pentacles. She may discover, and the Ace of Spades is the Ace of Swords. That's the truth. And she is a sword. She's an Aquarius. So she's going to discover some kind of truth about the family, about the stability of the family. Here's King of Hearts, King of Cups, Charles. She's going to, that also could be Edward. Edward's a King of Cups, but Edward's represented down here as the Ace of Hearts, which is the Ace of Cups. And he is a Pisces, so he is a cup. So this actually works out really good for the two of them. But I think she's going to discover something about Charles that will be a bit upsetting. And he's looking at, there's going to be further burdens in his future. So is it something about Charles and the progression of the monarchy? We have to remember they're verified working senior royals. So is something going to change? Do they move up the list or do they move down the list? I can't see William pushing them down the list. I think what may happen is that they are then elevated and they have much more work to do. That could be where the burden is for Edward. Perhaps more will be expected of him. And, he'll have to put some of his health issues behind him and be strong for the upcoming king. I wouldn't be surprised if if Uncle Edward is actually elevated, right? I mean, he can't count on his brother. He can't count on Uncle Andrew. All he's got really is Uncle Edward. So perhaps that'll be a big burden to Edward to carry his generation, right? Because I mean, I think Anne's going to bow out after her brother passes away. I think Anne will be like a trusted um, advisor, almost grandmotherly like. You know, I could see William going to Auntie Anne and saying, what would Granny do?" But I can see him elevating Edward to a senior position. And so, in a sense, I know this is Sophie's birthday reading, but it affects Sophie. It really affects Sophie. And then perhaps that's when she discovers some kind of information about Charles that she didn't know. And yeah, I think this burden happens quite suddenly. And the son is also the king. So I think this burden happens quite suddenly. Yeah, sudden news here. Definitely there's some kind of sudden news here. News they've been wishing for a long time comes about. But yeah, I don't see any surprise pregnancy here, so that's kind of interesting. Whenever the book shows up in a reading, it really shuts down the whole reading. But yeah, she's got the golden key. So she can open many doors this year or close many doors this year. Where answers used to be no, now the answers will be yes. I wonder if William elevates his Uncle Edward and I don't know, to the king's hand, you know, the position he was hoping his brother would eventually be in, but to the king's hand, to the trusted king advisor, and maybe they don't see that coming because he has other people in his family that, you know, even though they aren't titled, he could offer that to Philip. I know him and Philip, Peter. I don't know why I want to call him Philip. Well, I know his last name is Phillips, but um, I think it might be shocking to Edward, and it'll create a burden for him. There'll be a lot of chatter about it, and for some reason they don't see eye to eye. Perhaps, um, perhaps Sophie just wants to. I mean, they're in their 60s now. Glide into, you know, semi-retirement or whatnot, and maybe Edward is like, it's go time. But they look at it from different points of view. But here's the sudden news that they get. Perhaps William elevates him, and then they become a inherited dukedom. Because right now it's not. It's by appointment of the sovereign. And if it was an inherited, then James would automatically become the next duke. I don't know. William might want to save that for Louis. That timing would be right? Because he just certainly doesn't want to make Louis Duke of York. Yeah, it's gonna be a year filled with choices. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear news right away that they're moving or something around their house or something. Well, at least she has the lilies here, some peace. All right, thank you very much for watching. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.